Good morning, my dear students. I hope all of you are well. Today I will take the second class of class 7 science. Okay. In my previous videos, we have completed the first chapter, that is nutrition in plant. So today we will discuss about the exercise of this chapter. Okay. So let's start from the first question. What is the first question? Why do organisms need to take food? Okay, that is the first question. Why do organisms need to take food? All of you know that answer because I have already discussed and you also read that in your previous class. Why the organisms need to take food? Okay, so we will discuss the answer. You write from the first here that organisms need to take food to, first one, obviously, to survive. If you want to live, if you want to survive, if you want to exist on the earth, we need to take food to survive. First one, obviously, survive. Second one, to obtain energy, to carry out need to take food to survive, to obtain energy, to carry out life processes. Third, obviously build their body. To build, you can write down 2 here also, or you can write down the 2 separately also. Okay, to build their body for growth and the development. Fourth one, provide resistance to fight against diseases. And another one, so I repeat that question. The first question of the chapter of nutrition in plant is, why do organisms need to take food? Okay, all of you know that. I will discuss that. I would discuss in your previous video also, and I will discuss in this video. Organisms need to take food because to survive. If you want to exist, if you want to survive on this earth, you have to take some food, okay? Because it gives energy, it gives vitamin, nutrients which helps us to survive. Second one, to obtain energy to carry out life processes. I have already said that what is life processes. Life processes mean the processes, the something that takes place in the life of the living organism or inside the living organism that helps them to survive. Okay. So what is life processes? The processes that takes place inside the body of the living organisms that help them to survive. That is called life processes, just like digestion, circulation, transportation, anything, excretion, you can say that. So to obtain energy to carry out life processes, and if you want to do these life processes, you need energy, and this energy comes from the food. Third one, build their body for growth and development. All of you know that, if you have already read in the class 6 that for the growth and development, for the body development, proteinaceous foods are very much needed. So if you don't take the protein, carbohydrate, fat in sufficient amount, how could you grow? And your body will also not be developed. So to build their body for growth and development. Next one, provide resistance to fight against diseases. Different types of components are present in the foods which helps them to fight against different types of diseases. Different types of vitamins also present, and you know that different vitamins are essential for the different types of the diseases, fight against the diseases. So vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin B, so provide resistance to fight against diseases. And the last one, the number 5, that is repair damaged part of the body. So the first question, why do organisms need food? The organisms, you can start just like that. The organisms need to take food. First one, survive. I repeat that answer, to survive. Second one, to obtain energy to carry out life processes. Okay, to survive, to obtain energy to carry out life processes. To build their body for growth and development. Fourth one, to provide resistance to fight against diseases. And the last one, to repair damaged part of the body. So this is the importance why we take food. Okay. So first question is completed. Next, move to the second question. Second question, distinguish between parasite and saprotom. You have already known that differentiation between parasite and saprotom. So, what is the difference between the parasite and saprotom? Difference between the parasite and saprotom, all of you know that. First, give the different definition of parasite and saprotom. You have already read that in my first video. What is parasite? The organism that depends on the other organisms, okay, for their food and shelter. And saprotom, the organisms who is obtaining his food from the dead and decaying matter, okay. So, parasite, you have read that. First, write down the definition. The organisms that grow on the body of another organisms and derive nutrients from it is called parasite. As same that are called, you can write down, are called parasites. Saprota, the organisms obtain its nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter are called saprotrophs. So, the organisms that grow on the body of another organisms and derive nutrients from it is called parasite. You know that the parasite always grow on the body of the host. They always need a host because he cannot do anything without the help of anybody. Okay, so they take the nutrients from the whole body. Host never benefited from the parasite, but parasite also take the beneficiary from the parasite and host. Parasite always take the different types of advantages, different types of food, different types of shelter from the host, but host never benefited from the parasite, and parasite also always harm the host body. Okay. Next, saprotrophs, the organisms obtain its nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter. All of you know that any type of rotten things, maybe fruit, maybe any type of food, maybe dead bodies of any type of animals. So they are organic matter. The organisms obtains its nutrients from the dead and decaying organic matter are called saprotrophs. You know that parasites always need a host. It always needs, you can write down, they always need a host, but they do not require any host. They do not require any host. Okay, and the third point, the third one, they harm the host body, and they are cleaning agent. They never harm anything. They helps us to destroy the decaying matter. They helps to clean our environment. They are actually decomposers. Okay, so they are cleaning agent. Example, you can give the example of one of them individually. Example, that is Pascuta. Example, fungi. So I repeat, the organisms that grows on the body of another organisms and derive nutrients from it are called parasites. Second, and the other part, the saprotrophs, the organisms obtain its nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter are called saprotrophs. Second one, they always need a host. They do not require any host. They harm the host body. They are cleaning agent. And example Cascuta, example fungi, bacteria. So this is the main difference between the parasite and saprotom. Okay. Now move to the third number question. How would you test the presence of starch in leaf? You have already done this in your class 6. How would you test the presence of starch in leaves? That is actually carbohydrate. Starch means carbohydrate, means glucose. So how could you prove that the food that is made by the leaves of the plant, that is carbohydrate or starch? And you know that you want to prove, if you want to prove that the starch is present, the carbohydrate is present in any air, that is only proved by the iodine test, because iodine turns the starch in blue-black color. Okay, so you have done this test on the presence of the leaves. So first one, you have to take a leaves, as they asked to prove that the starch is present on the leaf. First you can write down, you can start from just like that, the steps that proves the presence of starch in leaves. Okay. First, a fresh leaf is taken. Okay. First, a fresh leaf is taken. Second point, obviously, now boil the leaf with water for few minutes. Third point, now dip this in iodine solution. Then after some times you observe that the color of leaf will be changed. Okay, so the step, how would you test the presence of starch in leaves? The steps that proves that presence of starch in leaves. First one, a fresh leaf is taken. As you have to prove that starch is present on the leaf, that means that photosynthesis occurs on these leaves, you have to take a fresh leaf. Second one, you just boil that leaf with hot water. Obviously, because boiling destroy the other cells of the leaves. Only starch will be present on the leaves. So if there are any agent will be added in this leaf, they cannot react with this dead cells. So that's why it start to boil with the water to destroy the living cells. Now boil the leaf with water for few minutes. Now dip this in iodine solution. Now take that leaf and dip in the iodine solution, or iodine solution is added on that leaf. And another, after sometimes you observe that the color of leaf will be changed. All of you know that after sometimes the color of the leaf will be changed and it will be turns into which color? Obviously blue-black color. Okay, that proves that starch present in the leaves, because in iodine solution starch turns into the blue-black color. Okay. The color of the leaf will be changed and it turns into blue-black color. It proves it shows the presence of starch, because iodine solution iodine turns starch solution starch in blue black color. So this is the actual answer. So first you have to take a fresh leaf, then you boil the leaf with the water for some times, then dip the leaf with the iodine solution, and after sometimes you will observe that the color of the leaves will be changed and it turns into the blue-black color. It shows that the starch presence of starch, because the iodine solution turns starch in blue-black color. It will turn, you can write down here, it will turn into blue-black color. It will turn. After sometimes it will turn into blue-black color. It shows the presence of starch, because iodine solution turns starch into blue-black color. That is the answer of the question number 3. Question number 4. Give brief description of the process of synthesis of food in the green plant. Give brief description of the process of synthesis of food in green plant. All of you know that the food making process in the plant is called what? Photosynthesis. You have to give the description how this process occurs in the leaf of the plants. So give the description of the process of synthesis of food in green plant. Obviously, the process of synthesis of food in green plant is called the process of synthesis of food in green plant is called photosynthesis. In this process, the leaf of the plants, the leaves of plant capture sunlight. By the help of or with the help of chlorophyll. Then what happened? Then the plant make food from carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide and water with the help of sunlight. Okay, so the process of synthesis of food in green plant is called photosynthesis. All of you know that. So in this process, first the chlorophyll that present on the leaves capture the sunlight, okay, and then the leaves take the carbon dioxide and water from the environment, and with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll, or in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they start to synthesize their food. Okay, that is the process. The process of synthesis of food in green plant is called photosynthesis. In this process, the leaves of the plants capture sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. Then the plant make their food from carbon dioxide and water with the help, or in the presence of, you can write down here, water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. These two are most important components of the photosynthesis. Without sunlight and chlorophyll, plants are not able to do their photosynthesis. Sunlight are the most important because it is the source of energy. Without the energy, there is no process will be occurred. Okay. Then chlorophyll. Then the process of synthesis of food in green plant is called photosynthesis. In this process, the leaves of the plant capture the sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. Then the plants make food from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. And what will be produced, or the byproduct of this process? That is oxygen and carbohydrate. Okay. These both are the produced, the food of the plants, that is carbohydrate, and oxygen, that is very essential for our respiration. Chlorophyll. During this process, plant synthesis their food and oxygen is produced. Okay, in this process plant synthesis their food and oxygen is produced. So then you can give the reaction of this process, that is carbon dioxide plus water, CO2 plus H2O, that is sunlight, and that is chlorophyll. And what will be produced? That is carbohydrate. You can write down starch also, you can write down glucose also, carbohydrate, that is food, plus oxygen, plus some energy, little bit of energy also produced in this process. So this is the total process of the photosynthesis. Okay, carbon dioxide plus water, sunlight, carbohydrate, you can write down C6, H12, O6, oxygen O2 and energy. Okay, this is the actual process. During this process, the byproducts are the oxygen and carbohydrate, and the plant synthesis their food and oxygen is produced. Okay, that is released in the environment. Okay, thank you. This is up to for the today, and rest of the part we will be continued with in our next video. Have a good time with you. Please stay at home and stay safe.